Hey everyone, it's your girl Jessley Wong, and today we're going to be talking about Dubai. I spent a total of 9 days in Dubai and absolutely had an amazing time. Lots of pros, lots of cons, and we're going to get into some of them. But for day 2 specifically, I took a trip to Naif Souk, and it was and wasn't what I expected. Firstly, Naif Souk is pretty much the canal street of Dubai. It's in old Dubai, and you can shop there, you can negotiate and bargain pricing, and you have to be a little aggressive depending on who you're dealing with to get the price that you think is fair. Now, mind you, depending on what you're looking for and depending on who you're with and what you look like, the pricing can change. Now, me, I'm a diva. Even when I dressed it down, I think I still had a very diva essence. I had my YouTube channel, camera, I'm walking around, and I'm pretty sure the price I was given was at least 3 or 4 times what it should have been. And I quickly learned to put my camera away if I wanted to get good, decent prices.
I'm asking, you are a YouTuber?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, YouTube, yeah.
Hi.
She, her.
Okay. So we're gonna do Abu Dhabi. I wanna think of something like that one. Get my finger in it. That one is pretty. In terms of the length, they're all the same? Like long?
I have short, I have
Okay, I definitely want long because I'm kind of tall.
small, I have big size, have all size.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want small size, I have small size, I have big size, all size I have.
Another great thing at Naif Souk are the authentic restaurants. I ended up at this Afghanistan restaurant, Afghanistan, try my best, excuse me, restaurant, and I was passing by and I realized that people are eating on the floor. Oh, I like to sit on the floor. Yes, I want to sit on the floor. Is there any more spots like that? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So you can see from the window that they're eating on the floor. And when we went inside and we're like, oh, we want to sit here, they're like, oh, come with me. So we're walking, we walk up some stairs, we walk down some stairs, we're going to the left, we're going to the right. We're like, where are these people taking us? So they ended up taking me to my very own area where it's quiet, it's calm. They laid out this nice plastic napkin on the ground, and it was so intimate and so authentic. I was like, this experience, this is even nicer than most fancy restaurants because it feels so authentic and different to try something like this. What an experience we're getting. So you take your shoes off, you leave them outside, you come inside, the food is served to you, and several times they knock on the door and ask, do you need anything? What do you think? Like, you can tell they genuinely wanted to make sure that I had a really good experience. And the food was amazing. The naan, the salad, the chicken, everything was fantastic. And for a meal for 2 people, it came up to maybe 13 US dollars for really good portions. I was like, I'm amazed. That was a 10 out of 10 experience. So if you're not used to the hustle and bustle, Naif Souk can be a little intimidating. There are hundreds of people walking around, selling, speaking to you outside of their boutiques and trying to get your attention to even get you to go inside and purchase something. Personally, coming from Miami, Jamaica, my background, I wasn't extremely intimidated, but I was a little overwhelmed because there were so many beautiful clothing and pieces and jewelry and perfume and ouds that I was yearning to try. And every time you walk into an establishment, you have to go through the process of what is your price, that whole rigmarole. So it's not really a quick process. So how it works are some of the boutiques will have the prices of the clothing maybe on a rack or two, but those are usually like the discount items. But everything else in the store doesn't have a price. So depending on what you like and what the person is willing to negotiate, you can figure out what the deals are. The rule of thumb is usually to divide everything by 2. But you also have to do a lot of conversion to say, okay, what would this rate be and so forth. Now, I know the people that are selling these items, this is their livelihood. So they do have a rate in mind that they're going to either sell it to you for or not. The easiest way that I decided to go about this process was if I really liked something, I was willing to pay more. If I didn't like something and I didn't want to waste my time, I threw out a price, and if they didn't want to take it, I headed towards the door. Now, when you head towards the door, that's usually when the real negotiating happens, as they realize, oh, you're willing to leave? Okay, let me backtrack and see, they're either going to let you walk out and say, no, I'm not willing to go there, or not. But that's just what it is. Now, if you're going to Naif Souk, I definitely recommend wearing some sneakers because the amount of stores, and it's very easy to get lost. It's very easy to get lost. I'm talking fabric stores, perfume stores, clothing stores, shoes, bags, restaurants. Everything is all in the same area, so it is extremely easy to get lost. Secondly, you don't have to worry about safety, which is really great because Dubai is a safe place. So you don't have to worry about someone grabbing your bag, which is such a nice feeling. You don't have to worry about that. It's just more so the negotiation that you're gonna have to do.
My name is Raphael.
Your name is Rafa?
Yeah, you call me Raphael or you call me Angel.
Nice.
Anytime you come to Dubai, if you need assistance, I can help you to get whatever you want at affordable price. Anywhere, any place, I can help you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate your cooperation and whatever. Yeah.
So, how can people find you if they want to work with you?
Just you call my number +971 523811695.
Okay.
That's my WhatsApp number. You can call me direct call, you can WhatsApp me.
Perfect.
0523816965. Thank you.
Perfect. You have been so helpful to help just find everything, so I really appreciate it. You hear that, guys? If you come to Dubai, look for Rafa. He will help you out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So in terms of transportation, I downloaded the Careem app, and that's pretty much the Uber app that they have in Dubai. Now, one very interesting thing I noticed on the Careem app is there is a car price and then there's the halal taxi price. In the US, you usually just have access to any car and the pricing may change depending on the time of the day. However, in Dubai, the price is extremely different if you want to take the halal taxi or the car. The taxi is what the general population uses. It's the most cost efficient way to get around. But the drivers are not the friendliest. The car it's a simple taxi. I think it's a Corolla or a Camry. And the drivers are not the friendliest. They're just getting you from point A to point B. Whereas if you take a car, it may be a Lexus, the drivers are warmer, they may dress nicely, they may, play music that you want to hear. It's more of a catering to you type of experience. So depending on where you're going, how far you want to go, and the type of experience you want to have, you definitely want to calculate your transportation. Dubai it's not a small city, but depending on where you're going and the traffic at that time frame, you really can experience some major delays. So what I noticed was if I was trying to get somewhere and it was a busy time frame, no matter what I did on the Careem app, no one was coming to get me. It would say, oh yeah, someone's coming, and they don't come. So if you have somewhere to go around prime time, it's probably best to schedule your Careem ahead of time, because hailing down a taxi in prime time in Dubai is not gonna happen. I literally tried to order a Careem for an hour and a half one day, and it wasn't working. And I saw a man who, he was in work attire and he was also trying his best to hail down a taxi, and we both were out of luck. And I was actually able to get the taxi to come and pick me up, and he still was out there trying to hail a taxi. So the Careem is the best way, I think, to get around, but you have to be pretty on top of things depending on the time of the day. So a couple things to note about Dubai that I didn't expect. Number one, I was looked at like a space alien for 95% of my trip. And because there wasn't a lot of people or women that looked like me, I was taken aback by the amount of stares that I received. And I made sure to dress conservatively. I made sure to carry myself in a way that was respectful of Dubai's customs. However, wow. So if you are a woman and depending on where you come from in the world, just know that this may or may not happen. I do believe that for men, because there isn't really much of a dress code for them besides dressing in pants when you go out at night. For women, there is a lot more pressure when it comes to how you want to dress. And because I received so much stares, even when I was fully clothed, that made me not want to dress overly sexy anywhere I went. I also did not do any nightlife in Dubai because I was so exhausted. The jet lag really affected me more than anywhere else I've ever gone to. So depending on the time of the day or what happened in the day, by night, I was out like a light. Another place I went to was the Museum of the Future in Dubai. I had made reservations in advance to get there because it is a place that gets pretty busy. And honestly, although everything was beautiful and there was a ton of science and futuristic entities, I honestly wasn't that enthused with the museum. First of all, there were tourists from everywhere in the world, and these people were rude. I was literally standing in a line waiting to go into the museum, and this lady and her family, I know they saw me, but they still managed to go from behind me to in front of me because they were so anxious to go from one area to the next. And I was just rubbed the wrong way initially by that alone. then they kind of take you through the museum in groups. So these same rude people, I was with them the entirety of my museum experience. So there was
Let's kindly keep proceeding all the way inside, please. To the top, please.
definitely a lot of like space explanations and museum science. That's not really my jazz.
Look into the camera. Smile, big smile. The bigger your smile, the more salary you will get. Woo! Good. Here, yeah. You'll see yourself now in the space here.
Hey, that's me. Asteroid fleet pilot. Period. Representation is key. See you in space in 2071. Person. 100%. But there was this really cool room where they had all of these DNA pieces of animals and people and insects, and it took up the whole room, and it was really cool. All the specimens in here. This is the insect section. I feel like all of these should be destroyed, but hey, that's just me. Yep. Off with their heads. Oh, yo, this whole section. That's fine. Why do we need these in society? Let's get back to the cute critters. I don't even know what this is. I guess they're plants. I absolutely love palm trees. Yes, we need to save these species. I like this one. And this one. Beautiful. I think we have a lot of these in Miami. Dormals.
Lean on them as they're very fragile. Thank you.
It's very like you. And there were also other interactive pieces that I thought were really dope.
I have been designed to look like a human, although instead of flesh and bones, my body is made of metal and wires. Your question interests me, but not enough to answer it. Most likely. Actually, you probably already live with many robotic systems, although you don't know they are robots. For example, robotic vacuum cleaners or smart assistants like Alexa are now very popular.
But all in all, I give the experience a 6 out of 10. It wasn't something that I needed to go to. Also, depending on where you're coming from, you know, Miami has great museums as well. There was something where you can make your own perfume and like a robot that was making cappuccinos. But honestly, other parts of Dubai, I think, are more interesting, to be honest.